Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to give you guys like a little haunted house update. Some weird things happened about a week or two ago and I haven't been able to get them off of my mind, and I just wanted to share with you guys because you guys seem to really like when I update you guys on this. So here I go. So from my past updates on, hearing the footsteps, and little things happening here and there, something really unfortunate happened. Two occurrences happened, and ever since then I've been really stressed out. I've been kind of scared to be alone here in my home, and so I'm going to share that with you guys. So the first thing that had happened was my friend had came over and my parents were over too. So there's 4 of us in the house. Well, I was upstairs in my room with my friend and my parents were in their master. Well, my sister was out with her boyfriend around town, and so when they were coming home, the doorbell rang. So I went downstairs with my friend, just my friend and I, so my parents stayed upstairs. We came downstairs to answer the door. But my friend told me, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So while my friend went to the bathroom on the opposite lower level of the house, I went to the front level of the house to obviously open the front door. So I opened the front door and there is my sister with her boyfriend, and we're staying in the, what's that entrance called? Like right when you enter a house. It's a certain room. I know what it's called. But I can't remember. But basically we're just hanging out right by the front door, just talking. And so we're just, catching up, talking, like, oh yeah, like we did this today, like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And after we were catching up, we decided to turn around because I heard my friend in my kitchen. So the thing about my kitchen, it's in between the front of the house and where my friend was, with using the bathroom where the guest room was. So it's the front of the house, the kitchen, and then over here towards the back of the house in the lower level, it's like the guest room and the family room and a guest bathroom. So my friend was obviously on the complete opposite side of me. So my friend goes into the kitchen. As we're going into the kitchen, he's like, quit playing. And I looked at him like, what? What do you mean quit playing? Because what are you talking about? And he's like, no, seriously, stop playing, stop joking like that. And I literally looked at him and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Fill me in. Help me help you. I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, you weren't just hiding in the guest room right now? And I was like, what do you mean hiding? Hold up, go back. No, I was literally at the front of the house right now opening the door and we were just talking. None of us came to where you were. And his face got dead serious, and his you could see his expression just kind of get completely serious. And what he had told me was when he went to the bathroom, he heard someone go into the guest room. So when you open the guest room door, it's kind of creaky, okay? That door out of all the doors in our house is the one that creaks and squeaks the most. So I guess he had heard it open and assumed that I was hiding behind the door to scare him, because him and I have a habit, well, I have a habit of all my friends doing this when they come over, but we like to hide in the doorways and behind doors and scare each other when someone passes by. So he assumed oh, Alex went in the guest room to hide behind the door to mess with me. And he even heard the doorknob open. So I guess this is what he heard. Hold on. So he heard the doorknob rattling like that. And he yelled, quit playing, when he was still in the bathroom, which I heard from the front of the house, but I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay. And when he had gotten out of the bathroom, no one was there. And that's when he freaked out, because the door was opened and he doesn't remember it being opened before. So that's when he came into the kitchen and told me quit playing, and obviously that wasn't me. So that's one incident that happened. Kind of creepy if you ask me. But that being said, I had kept that in the back of my mind, oh no, things are acting up again and messing with my friends. Once one of us starts seeing things, all of us start seeing things. So the apprehension is just growing, and lo and behold, my parents went to go run some errands and my sister was out with her boyfriend a few days later. So I was home alone with all my animals. But basically I was home alone. So here I am home alone, and I'm feeling kind of like, you know, I don't want to go to school, I don't want to do this or that tomorrow. So I'm like, ooh, self-care. I don't know if you guys do this, but usually when I'm feeling like sad the day before a school day, I like to, like, you know, do a face mask, I like to exfoliate, I like to moisturize. It's just like this whole thing that gives me an excuse to waste more time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a good shower. I'm gonna literally use like organic products on my hair. I'm gonna exfoliate with exfoliating gloves. I'm gonna use cocoa shea butter. So, you know, I was plotting, okay? I was like, I'm gonna enjoy myself. So I go into my bathroom and I feel this overwhelming sense of dread, but I'm like, oh, maybe it's just me, like, you know, kind of being negative because I really don't want to, you know, face the week coming ahead. I'm already stressed out with school, so I was like, whatever. So I proceed and I take a shower. And as I'm taking a shower, I hear my door open. And mind you, I always leave it like not completely closed, but it's barely like closed. So like it is closed, but you could push it easily open because I don't like to turn on the fan. Like, the noise irritates me, so I just leave it a tad bit open so the heat can like come out. So I hear the door open and I'm like, and of course I had shampoo on my head, okay? Out of all the things that could be on my head, it was shampoo. So here I am like, did I just hear the door open? And sure enough, I could see the reflection through the shower curtain of the door opening. So I'm like, what the hell? And then I see peeking into my bathtub my dog. And I have two dogs. I have Cindy, which is the mom, and Darla, which is the daughter. And here is an overall gist of Darla's personality. So Darla does not like me. And yes, she does cuddle with me here and there, but Darla stays away from me because I'm very, very, very energetic and she gets startled so easily. So I'm very, very hyper and our personalities just don't click. So that dog, you know, stays away from me. And she came into my bathroom and was peeking into my bathtub at me and she was shaking. And I was like, okay. I see this. Why is she freaking out? She has never done this before. She hates water too. If she hears the shower turn on, she runs in the complete opposite direction and like hides under her bed. So, let me change the battery real quick. Okay, sorry guys. I had to change my battery real quick because I saw it blinking and I'm like, I don't want to look stupid and continue and realize that half of the time I wasn't recording. So, where was I? Oh yes. Darla does not like water whatsoever. I'm not even allowed to like give her a bath. My sister can't give her a bath. Only my mom can give her a bath because she will literally freeze up. It's like she has paralysis. So that being said, the fact that she put her head over the bathtub and like looked at me shaking like worried me, and I'm like, what the hell? So here I am looking at my dog and I'm like trying to get the shampoo out of my hair and I listen and I hear something. And it hears as if there's a party downstairs in my house. And I have tile like all across my house, so sound carries very easily in my house. I'm thinking to myself, are my parents home? And it did not sound like my parents, and I could not figure out the voices, like who they belonged to. And it sounded like people, didn't sound like a party. It sounded like there was a few people at a small get-together and they're just like all talking and murmuring amongst each other. And so here I am kind of freaking out and my dog hears it, and I know she hears it because the moment I began to hear it and listen intently to it, she looks at the direction of the door and her ears are perked up, like, and I started freaking out because out of all these voices, there was one voice that stood out. And this is gonna sound really crazy, but I could not tell if it was a male voice or a female voice. I could not tell, but it was like overpowering all the other voices. So here I am freaking out and I'm like, what? So I'm like, okay, I just need to get the shampoo out of my hair. I'm sorry guys, like thinking about this is like really giving me anxiety. I don't like to think about this because this is like one of my worst fears. So here I am washing the shampoo out of my hair and I'm like, I just need to condition my hair real quick. So, you know, I just squeeze on some conditioner and I can hear this like, you know, little get together, you know, continue here and there. And my dog is sitting like right next to the bathtub. I can see her through the curtain because it's kind of see-through, and she's just sitting and like her ears are still perked up. So she obviously hears it too. And I'm like, oh my God, like where's my other dog? Like what's going on here? So, you know, I condition real quick. And then from my peripheral vision on the left side of me, I see the curtain move, the shower curtain. I see it kind of move. And I'm like, okay. And I'm still like, you know, facing forward. And then I see a black shadowy figure. And this figure, like, I guess one leg, sort of. Like, it didn't look like a clear leg, but it, obviously the figure, like, part of it looped into the bathtub. So behind me in the shower. And then the rest of it came behind me in the shower. And in that moment, I lost it. I turned around and nothing was there. But I clearly saw a black figure get in the shower behind me. And my dog, I look at her and she's shaking. Literally shaking, looking at me. Like, so I didn't scream. I didn't make any noise because my dog is with me and I don't want her to freak out. So I do the Lord's Prayer in my head. I was too scared to even talk, you know? And so I'm doing the Lord's Prayer. I take the conditioner off and I get out of the shower. And I sit on the towel that's on the floor and I'm like wrapped in a towel and my dog like just wants to sit on me. And she has never done this before, you know? And I'm just like, and I can still kind of hear the conversation downstairs. So I think to myself, okay, what if this is not paranormal? What if someone broke in my house? That's like a woman's worst fear, and I'm naked. So I'm like, God, oh my God, help me. So I lock the door, the bathroom door, and I'm trying to be as quiet as possible. And I grab my phone and I'm trying to check my parents' location, and it's not refreshing. I'm trying to check my aunt's location, it's not refreshing. I try to check my two best friends' locations, it's not refreshing. And I'm desperate. I am desperate. So I tried calling my parents and the call failed. So I'm freaking out and I'm freaking out. And I'm trying and I'm trying and I'm like, what if I actually have to call 911 and I can't get through? So I'm freaking out and I'm trying to text my parents, but it's not saying delivered. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this is paranormal because it's like, obviously my technology is not working well. So I'm freaking out and I'm like, God, please help me. Like, I'm really scared right now. And I'm crying at this point. I'm legitimately crying. And I get through to my friend. Like, I'm sending a bunch of text messages and I'm trying to like call him. And it kept going to like voicemail. And then he tries calling me and every time I answer, it like drops. And so I'm like freaking out. And I even tried the FaceTime audio. It was not working. And then he finally like gets a hold of me. And I'm like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? And he couldn't hear me. So I hung up and then we finally got a hold of each other again and he could hear me. And I just relayed to him what had happened with the dog, with the voices, with the black shadow behind me. And I was crying, I was freaking out, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't hear the voices anymore, but like, help me. Like, and he was like, yeah, like the phone was acting weird, this and that. Like, and he believes me because like he's seen things happen too. Obviously, he heard the guest room door the other day like jiggle on its own and open when clearly he was like in the bathroom. And it could not be my dogs. I have chihuahuas, okay? They cannot open doors like that unless we leave it open. So if it's like actually closed, they cannot open it. So I'm freaking out and I'm telling him like, I feel crazy. I feel crazy and I know that I don't want to bother you with these things, but I know what I saw and I know what I heard and my dog heard it too. And he, you know, he just comforted me and told me like, you know, do you know when your parents get home? I'm like, I don't know, like my locations aren't working. And so I put him on speaker and I refreshed my locations and they're working as if nothing ever happened. So that's basically an update of what had happened in my house. When my parents got home, I didn't really tell them because I don't want them to like think I'm crazy. Like my mom's the type, if I tell her like, Mom, I saw this, she'll like, oh, you're just faking it. And then she'll like go in her room and like get her rosary out and do like a prayer. But my dad, on the other hand, is very like, oh, you saw this? Okay, explain it to me. You know, let's pray. Like my dad's the complete opposite. So I just don't want to deal with that, you know? So yeah, that's basically it. My house is being really funky. As for that shadow, I haven't seen it. It didn't feel necessarily evil, but it was like mocking me. I know it was, because like, hello? Like, was that the main voice I heard overpowering all the other voices? Was that it? Because once it realized that I heard it, it wanted to mess with me. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. So leave a comment down below if you guys would like to hear any more of my paranormal story times. I have many, many more, unfortunately. This is my life. So yeah, if you guys like this video, let me know, and if you guys have any more recommendations or questions, write down below. Thanks guys, bye!